York, and Kelsey Plum blows the lid off the joint, letting us all in on a small secret. Team Clark, they had no idea what was awaiting them walking into that locker room come WNBA All-Star.
Kelsey Plum just crossed a line and Sabrina Ionescu wasn't having it. What should have been a moment of unity during the WNBA All-Star game quickly turned into one of the most uncomfortable press conference moments in recent memory. Plum threw unprovoked shade at Caitlin Clark while sitting right next to one of Clark's most vocal supporters. The tension was undeniable, and the audacity? Absolutely shocking.
We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for, and, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very...
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis was meant to be Caitlin Clark's big homecoming, a chance to shine in front of her fans. Instead, a groin injury sidelined her, turning what should have been a defining moment into a missed opportunity. But the real controversy came after the game, when Kelsey Plum took an unnecessary and unprovoked shot at Team Clark, turning the spotlight away from celebration and toward tension that left fans stunned.
Kelsey Plum was at the All-Star game in Indianapolis. She made quite a scene, bruh. This time, at the conclusion of the game, I was one of the first people to break the story about her actually making comments about Caitlin Clark's team not being at this meeting for the CBA negotiations. Now, we know the WNBA All-Stars came out with these t-shirts, pay us what
WNBA players had just delivered a strong message with their "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirt demonstration, unified stand for fair compensation and collective bargaining rights. It was meant to showcase solidarity. Instead, Kelsey Plum turned the moment into a petty drama, throwing shade that completely undermined the message. What should have been a show of unity exposed a deeper issue: the way some veterans continue to dismiss and target the league's biggest star. Caitlin Clark,
McKay, Women's National Basketball Players Association president. Brianna Stewart, vice president. And Nafisa Collier, all on opposing teams from Team Clark. How does it work out that the 3 biggest players in the Players Association had an idea about wearing a "Pay Us What You Owe Us" t-shirt, make this decision last minute that this is what the players will do? Team Clark somehow isn't present in...
During the post-game press conference, Kelsey Plum was recounting the morning meeting where players agreed to wear the Unity Shza moment meant to highlight collective strength. But then she went completely off script, dropping a bombshell, asterisk not to tattletale. But 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. The room went dead silent. You could feel the awkward tension through the screen. What was supposed to be a moment of unity instantly turned into division, triggered by a comment that felt more like a personal jab than a meaningful statement.
I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just we had a very that really needed to be mentioned. I'm trying to make a situation.
But here's what made the moment truly shocking. Sabrina Ionescu was sitting right there, just an arm's length away, representing Team Clark herself. The disrespect was so blatant and unnecessary that Sabrina couldn't even hide her reaction. She shot Plum a look of pure disbelief, rolled her eyes, and hit back with the most sarcastic response. Asterisk that really needed to be mentioned. It was a mic drop moment, exposing just how off-base Plum's comment was, and how fed up some players are with the ongoing shots aimed at Caitlin Clark.
These WNBA players, they get more unlikable every day. And the blatant jealousy, the blatant hatred towards Caitlin Clark is, it's obvious. They don't even try to hide it. We got Kelsey Plum talking about these pathetic shirts that they wore out onto the court. And I'm going to tell you, these players all put these shirts on. And like I said in a couple of previous videos, that backfired.
If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now back to the drama, because the tension in that room could have been cut with a knife. Ionescu's face said it all. This wasn't just awkward, it was way out of line. A veteran like Plum throwing shade at teammates who weren't even there to speak for themselves, while supposedly promoting unity. It reeked of contradiction. Now let's get real about why Plum's comments fall flat. When Caitlin Clark was ruled out of the All-Star game due to a groin injury, ticket prices didn't just dip, they plummeted. We're talking a 48% nosedive in under 24 hours, from $121 down to just $64 for the cheapest seats. That's not market noise, that's a full-blown demand crash triggered by the absence of one player. Let that sink in.
No, Caitlin Clark, she was officially ruled out before all of these things, and look at the news that dropped. This is wild. WNBA All-Star Weekend is supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't.
Think about that for a second. The cheapest ticket to the WNBA All-Star Game in Caitlin Clark's home city dropped nearly 50% the moment she was ruled out. Some resale prices dipped to $60, with fans desperate to unload their seats. But here's the real gut punch: TV ratings. When Clark doesn't play, WNBA viewership nosedives. Her team's games drop from 1.81 million viewers to just 847,000, a stunning 53% collapse. This isn't just a trend, it's undeniable proof. Caitlin Clark is the league right now.
Would you look at that? Prices for the WNBA All-Star Game have plummeted 49% after Caitlin Clark was ruled out due to injury per TickPick. I can't say that I'm surprised by this at all. I mean, no matter how much you love her or hate her, Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. When she goes, the ratings go. Simply put.
Meanwhile, when Caitlin Clark does play, the numbers skyrocket. Her return against the Liberty drew 2.2 million viewers on ABC, peaking at 2.8 million, record-breaking for the WNBA. Clark's games consistently dominate the ratings, becoming some of the highest-viewed broadcasts in league history. She's a revenue engine, plain and simple, and that's where Sabrina Ionescu proved her leadership. She didn't let Plum's dig slide. Her quick, sarcastic reply shut it down. But her support for Clark runs deeper. When Clark battled injury, Ionescu stepped in with guidance, offering the kind of solidarity that grows the game. She gets it. Clark's rise uplifts everyone.
And latest being this viral Kelsey Plum dig, if you will. And I was in the room for this. It did strike me as very odd in the moment when she said what she said. I wrote it off as kind of awkward, but let me play it for you again, and then I'll respond after the fact. This is what Kelsey Plum said about the t-shirts, and you can, Sabrina Ionescu.
But don't think for a second that Caitlin Clark let that slide. When Kelsey Plum posted her All-Star Weekend photos, including one where she stood in front of a Nike logo, despite being sponsored by Under Armour, Clark delivered a 6-word knockout. Asterisk, thank you for the Nike ad. Subtle, strategic, brutal. She didn't need to rant. That one line exposed the hypocrisy and flipped the script in style. While Plum was busy throwing jabs, she accidentally handed Clark's sponsor free promo. That's next-level composure and marketing savvy, the kind only true game-changers possess. And let's be honest, this isn't a one-off. WNBA players targeting Clark has become a pattern. The same veterans who benefit from her rising tide are the first to dismiss or downplay her impact. Meanwhile, it's her name that's filling seats, driving TV deals, and keeping the league in headlines. The contradiction, it's loud.
To me, I thought that was a little dig at Caitlin. A lot of people definitely thought so. Now, we know Caitlin Clark is a Nike athlete. She's with Nike. And guess who had to pull up to the Nike party? None other than Sabrina Ionescu. None other than Kelsey Plum. My bad, y'all. None other than Kelsey Plum, bruh. Caitlin Clark commented on her picture. Thank you for the Nike ad.
League lost money last year. It's lost money for what? 28 years now? 27 years? 26 years? However long, it ain't never turned a profit. Again, they're about to make more money. They are. The media rights deal, which is where all the money is about to push salaries higher. All right? I think what a lot of people really are sick of is they're sick of the activism part of it, which is what the other night was let's go out and show solidarity in protest kind of crap. And sports fans are like, oh, I'm here for the freaking All-Star game. If you want to.
So it was definitely awkward what Kelsey Plum said. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, and that she was attempting to have some trash talk there. She had taken a shot at Team Caitlin Clark and how much better Team Collier was earlier in the game, and not associate that directly with Caitlin Clark. One, because of the delivery and the awkwardness involved there, and her saying she's trying to lighten the mood. So I think that's what that was supposed to be, but it was completely unnecessary. Didn't need to be said, and certainly, putting it out there publicly. Just
the people who don't believe in the CC effect, my precious CC, y'all ticket sales went from $262 to $121 to $64 to get in at the door. That is horrible. It decreased by 48%. You hear me? That is wild. So for all the ones who be hating on my precious CC, understand the Caitlin Clark effect is real. The CC effect is real. My precious CC is real. You hear me? Y'all need to put some respect on her name. That's wild, huh? We only wanted to see my precious CC, not nobody else. As the temptation.
Sure, Kelsey Plum did reply to this. No, she didn't. Kelsey Plum did not reply. So CC definitely fired back, man. So, a lot of posts is coming from this weekend. This is another post. So here you go, Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Plum. So Kelsey Plum letting me know she's been Under Armour. Thank you to my Under Armour team for making Plumberry come to life. That is funny, bro. That is funny.